Alright, thank you very much for joining me again. This is Gulpain, back with another little quick pickups video on this beautiful, when is it? March, April? April day, I can't remember. So let's have a look at some recent pickups that I got fairly recently. First up this is Bravely Default. Well, it's not Bravely Default, it's Bravely Second. So it's the second game after Bravely Default. Again, it's similar to the first game where you have like, I believe it is anyway, I don't think I actually started this one yet. I'm trying to finish the first one before I start this one, which is like a year and a half ago now. But yeah, this one's really, I'm assuming it's really good. I'm assuming it's in the same vein as the first one, so looking forward to playing it. Next up is Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance. I was really happy to get this because the condition was top drawer, and I love this game because I played it when I was in university. My friend had an original Xbox in his house, and he had like an emulator on it, and like I hadn't played an emulator before, so I didn't know, but he had loads of games on it, and this was one of them, and I played it for ages. So it actually reminds me of being in university, but I just recently cleared it again, and it's absolutely top drawer. Golden Sun, totally recommend it. Also picked up, this was a present actually, Shenmue 1 and 2 for the PS4. I love Shenmue 2 for the original Xbox. That's the only reason I got an original Xbox and then got rid of it, because I realised you could play the original Xbox games on the 360. But yeah, so this one is, Shenmue 2 is just phenomenal game, so good. You can just play it for hours and hours and hours and not really do much. Just go to work, get some money, just kind of let the day and night cycle go. This one I was a bit disappointed with. I started off playing the first one, but they haven't really like remastered the sound. The sound still sounds awful actually, to be honest. So a bit disappointed there, but anyway, at least I can play the 1 and 2 anyway if I want to. Another PS4 game here is Murdered Soul Suspect. This one is okay. It was made by Square Enix, so I was like, ooh, you know, it'd be like maybe like a kind of action RPG or some sort of level-based one, but it's more like just a story, a puzzle game, where you're like a dead police officer and you have to find who killed you. So I'm roughly up to the part where there's like fire or something on the ground. I'm sure anyone that knows will know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's okay, it's not great. Next up, I tried, I wasn't sure what these were like, but I've seen a lot of people kind of say that they're really good. It's one of the Ace Attorney games. It's Justice for All, Phoenix Wright. So this one, I'm not really too sure. I tried it for a while, but I wasn't really sure what was going on in it, so I need to sit down and actually figure out how to play it, because I've heard it's really good. So Phoenix Wright. I'm not sure why I bought this. I think I just pretty much bought this for my Suikoden collection, but this is the Japanese Suikoden 1 and 2 together. It's not in English, so I can't really play it, but I'm pretty sure I could play through the first Suikoden if I really wanted to, like on the PSP, without without English. I know the story like so well, and I know the items and all that so well, so I don't really know if I need the English, but you know, it's nice to have it in English. I thought there might be an English, like even the text might be English, but it's not, so it's quite disappointing, but oh well, I have it for the collection anyway. Suikoden 1 and 2. And this is an amazing game. This is Lunar Silver Star Harmony for the PSP. This is top drawer. I had heard that the Lunar games, a couple of them weren't that good, but there was 1 or 2 that were really good. I'm not even sure how many's in the series, but this one is top drawer, really good. I finished this entire game. I don't know how many hours I put into it. It must be like 25, 30 or something. It's not the longest RPG, plus it's not the most involved either, but the story is really nice, and it's just a good game. It's very easy. I didn't die a single time through the whole game. None of the enemies like presented any sort of hassle at all, not even the bosses. Everything is really super easy. I've heard that the original game was quite difficult, and they just made this remake like super easy. Awesome. This one is another DS game. This is Another Code, so I'm not too sure what this is like. I think it's like a point and click adventure, some sort of adventure game, but I'm a sucker for a point and click adventure, particularly if it's on like a console or one of the handheld consoles. So I need to actually try this and see what it's like. This is Super Mario Brothers for the DS. This is top drawer. When I got a DS, this was the first game that I wanted to play on it, and I got it a couple of years ago now. Like, well, I got this, played it for ages and ages and ages, completed it, then went back and got all the coins. So I think I'm only missing 2 coins. It's a coin, no stars. I'm only missing like 2 stars. One of them is on the boss stage, so I need to look up an FAQ just so I can complete the set. But this is fantastic, such a good game. Super Mario for DS. And last but not least in this section is South Park: The Fractured But Whole. This is amazing. I'm playing this at the moment. It's really, really good. It's just like the other game, the South Park Stick of Truth. It's just like watching one big long episode of South Park. It's really, really good, and the amount of effort and the kind of to make it similar to the show. I know the show is quite simplistic anyway, so it's quite easy to make a game of it. But they never made a good South Park game until the two RPGs, in my opinion, anyway. South Park. Okay, that's my few pickups for this video. If you've got any pickups yourself, I encourage you to leave them in the comment section below, or else leave a link to a pickups video you've done and I can go watch it to see what you've picked up as well. And don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to Gulpane for more pickup videos and other video game related content in the future. Adios, thanks very much.